Good morning, students. Welcome back to our economics class. Okay, as we have discussed in the previous classes, we have done with demand chapter. Today, I'm going to start with a new chapter, which is having more weightage from exam point of view, that is production analysis. So in this production chapter, production analysis. In this chapter, you are having LAQ, compulsory LAQ you will get from this chapter. Along with that, you have one SAQ and two VSAQs. So, you see from this chapter, you will be having 10 plus 5 plus 2. Total 17 marks you can score from this chapter. Okay. So, today what I am going to do is first let us discuss with the LAQ from this chapter, which is called as law of variable proportions. Okay. So in this chapter, whatever the questions, what are the important questions from exam point of view? Only those questions I'm going to explain in the class. Okay. So here, the first LAQ is law of variable proportions. Okay, so in this chapter, the first LAQ what you are having is law of variable proportions. Law of variable proportions. So in this law of variable proportions, what we are going to study? Law of variable proportions explains the production function in the short run. Means in short period, as we increase our variable factors, how our output is increasing. So this law helps the producer to see whether he can increase the output or he has to, means whether he has to increase the output till how much he has to increase, how much variable factors he has to increase. All these we will study under this law. So here, if you see law of variable proportions when we are explaining, first, let us know there are two types of factors. Those are fixed factors and variable factors. So first you have to understand what are fixed factors. Fixed factors which do not change as output changes. So, as output changes, fixed factors will not change. Means though you increase your output also, your fixed factors is not going to change. Whereas variable factors, as your output changes, variable factors also changes. So, see the difference between these two. What are fixed factors? As output increase, either you increase your output or you decrease your output, your fixed factors will not change. Example, what can you give as an example over here? Land, machinery, means how much ever output you are doing, your fixed factors are not going to change. Okay. Whereas variable factors, as you increase, as you change your output, your variable factor also changes, such as raw material, labor, right? These are called as variable factors. Got the difference between these two? Fixed factors are those which do not change. How much ever output you produce, your land will remain same. How much ever output you are producing, though you increase your output, your machinery will be same. Means you won't change them in the short period. Variable factors, as output changes, our variable factor also changes. And one more point you observe here, law of variable proportions explains the, it explains short run production function. Law of variable proportions explain short run production function. Remember that point. Short run. Short run means in a short period of time, some factors cannot be changed, some factors will be changed. The factors which are not changing are called fixed factors. The factors which can be changed are called variable factors. Changed in the sense increase or decrease we can do. Okay. Which do not change is fixed and which will change is called variable factors. And in this law of variable proportions, it explains that as the, you can see, this will be your introduction. Then next you will write the next paragraph in the same law. You will write it as output increases. Output increases along with increase in variable factors, because our fixed factors will not affect our output. So how our output means what? How much production we are doing. So our output increases along with increase in the variable factors. So our fixed factors will remain constant over here. Output increases along with increase in variable factors, whereas fixed factors remain constant. Right? Our fixed factors remain constant. So what will happen in this law? How this law was explained? They explained that as our variable factors are increasing, our output is increasing. Variable factors are combined with fixed factors, where fixed factors will remain same, but variable factors will increase the output. So in the beginning, output increases. In the beginning, as we increase our variable factors, output increases at increasing rate, and then at a diminishing rate, and then decreases. See here, what is the law that is explaining? The law explains that in the beginning, output increases at an increasing rate, and then at a diminishing rate, and then our output decreases. This is what was explained in the law of variable proportions. Okay, so you remember these points. First, how you will explain this law? First point is, it explains short run production function. In short run, there are two factors. That is, this will be your second point. Fixed factors, which are as output changes, fixed factors will not change. That is our land and machinery. Variable factors, as output changes, our variable factors also changes, such as our raw material, labor, etc. Okay. Now your third point will be, the law explains that as output increases, output is increasing along with increase in the variable factors, where fixed factors remain constant. Because to produce any output, we do the combination of fixed factors plus variable factors. Now, your fourth point will be, this is what law is explaining. In the beginning, as variable factors are increased, in the beginning, output increases at an increasing rate, then at a diminishing rate, and then output decreases. Means as continuously as we increase our variable factors, this situation will arise. Okay, now let us explain the law over here. Right, just see the assumptions of the law. Assumptions are compulsory. You have to write these assumptions. First assumption, this law is explained for, this law specially operates in the short run. This law operates in short run. Okay. Also, we assume that all the factors remain constant over here. So, what all constant we are having? First, techniques of production. Techniques of production remain constant. Our techniques of production remain constant. The technology what we are using here. And we assume that labor alone is variable factor. We are assuming that only labor is a variable factor. And another assumption is that all units of variable factors are homogeneous. Means whatever the labor is a variable factor, all units of labor are homogeneous. How many labor we are taking? All the labor are homogeneous. Homogeneous means in the same, they have the same skill, same everything. And another assumption we make here is it is possible to measure, the product is measured in physical units. Whatever the output we are producing, it is measured in physical units. Okay. So this is what the assumptions we are making for this law. What we are assuming? We assume that this law is operating only in the short run. The techniques of production remain constant. Also, we assume that labor alone is a variable factor. And labor, whatever the variable factor is there, they are homogeneous, right? And product, whatever the output we are getting, that is measured in physical units. Okay. Now, after assumptions, you will be writing the explanation. What explanation? How we will give the explanation here? This law is explained with the help of an example. Suppose a farmer has 10 acres of land to cultivate, right? So, how as he increase the labor, how his output increases. So, in explanation, what we are doing? Suppose the farmer has 10 acres of land. He increases labor as a variable factor. He increases the labor and land and capital are assumed to be fixed factors. Land and capital are fixed factors. Then what is TP? Then what is TP, AP and MP? TP, AP and MP are as follows. So see here, don't get confused, just simple concept. Suppose the farmer has 10 acres of land. He will increase the labor. We assume that land and capital are fixed factors. Now we will calculate the TP, AP and MP. So before going to this explanation, first let us study what is TP, AP and MP, which is again important for your VSAQs also. So here I am explaining this one. Okay, next page I'll explain. Right. So what is TP? TP is also the total product, right? Which is the total output produced by all factors of production. So what is TP? TP is the total output produced by all the factors of production together. Then next one we have AP. AP is average product. What is average product? Average product is, it is the total product per unit of variable factor. So, see here, what is our average product? Average product is the total product per unit of variable factor. How you will calculate this one? AP is equals to total product by labor per unit of variable factor. Means on an average, one labor, how much of output he has produced. That we calculate under average product. Then next is the marginal product, MP. So, how you will define marginal product as? It is the additional output which is produced by employing additional unit of labor. Marginal product is the additional output produced by employing additional unit of variable factor. Means marginal is nothing but additional, as we have discussed in our diminishing marginal utility. Marginal product means what? The additional product which is produced by employing additional unit of a variable factor. So how you will write down the formula here? MPN, how many units we are producing, is TPN minus TPN minus 1. Or we can also write it as MPN is equals to delta TP by delta L. Delta means what? Change. Means delta TP is what? Change in total product. Change in total product. Delta L is what? Change in labor. Okay. So this is how we calculate. See, you have to remember this one because this is very, very important for your 2 marks also. Based on these 3 only, we are going to explain this law of variable proportions. Okay. Total product. What is total product? It is the total output produced by all the factors. All factors means we include both fixed as well as variable factors. Average product is what? It is the total product per unit of variable factor. Means one labor, on an average, how much output is producing. To calculate that, AP is equals to TP by L. Remember these formulas. Based on these only, we do the table and graph. Next is the marginal product. Marginal means when we take one extra labor, how much of extra output we are producing. So to calculate that one, we use this formula here. So remember these formulas. Now we are going to explain this law. We are going to explain with the help of a table and a graph. Like we have seen the illustration now. We are explaining, suppose a farmer has 10 acres of land. In 10 acres of land, how much of output is increased by increasing the variable factor. So what is the variable factor here? Labor is a variable factor. Now, this law can be explained with the help of a table and a graph. Now see the table over here. In the table, so in table you can see number of variable factors. So what is a variable factor here? Labor. Okay. Then next we will calculate total product. Now based on this only we do the problem. See, if one labor is employed in that 10 acres of land, sorry, for example, if 0 labor, 0 total product will be there. If one labor is there in that 10 acres of land, 8 bags of output can be produced. For example, is producing rice. Okay. If one labor is there, 8 bags of rice can be produced. If 2 labor are there, 20 bags of output is produced here. If 3 labor are there, 36 bags of rice is produced. 4 labor, 48 bags of rice is produced. 5 bags, 5 labor, 55 bags of rice is produced. 6 labor, 60 bags. 60 is the maximum capacity of that land. Beyond that capacity, we cannot get any output. Means total 10 acres of land, we can produce maximum 60 bags of rice. Beyond that, we cannot get because the land capacity is that much only. And we assume that land is a fixed factor. We are not increasing our land also. In that land only, we have to produce the output. So 7 labor after maximum, we cannot increase more. So now 8 labor also, after beyond the maximum, if we try to produce, our total output decreases. So in the beginning, what we have seen, when you have seen the explanation of the law, I said that as output increases, total product increases in the beginning and then at a diminishing rate and then decreases. Okay, so this is our total product. After total product, we will calculate with average product. What is the formula for average product? Now we will calculate average product. What is the formula for average product? Average product is equals to TP by L. You already know TP divided by L. You will get on an average how much one labor has done. It will be 0, 8 by 1, 8, 20 by 2, 10, 36 by 3, 12, 48 by 4, 12, 55 by 5, 11, 60 by 6, 10, 60 by 7, it is around 8.5, 56 by 7 and 56 by 8, it is 7. Understood this one? How you got AP? AP is nothing but TP by L. TP already we have. L is variable factor. So TP by L. 8 divided by 1, 20 by 2, 36 by 3. Means total output we divided by number of labor. So we will get on an average how much one labor has produced. So this is our average product. Hope it is clear. Then we will calculate marginal product. What is the formula for marginal product? TPN minus TPN minus 1. That means when we take one extra labor, how much of extra output we have produced. So just calculate this one. Marginal product, right? First will be 0. We don't have any marginal here. Second, one labor you are increased. So how much output? Now see only total. Don't see average here. Only total. As you increase your labor, your total output is increasing. So it is 8. Now from already one labor you have. Now one more you are adding. So it will become 2. How much extra you have produced here? Earlier only one labor used to produce 8. Now 2 people together are producing 20. So how many extra units they are producing? 12. See, 20 minus 8. Okay. Or 8, if you add 12, you will get 20. One extra labor, 12 extra output we are getting. Now here also already 2 people are producing 20. Now one more is added. 3, it has become 20 to 36. How much? 16. Same like that. Now 3. Already 3 is producing 36. Now one more extra labor is added. So how much extra they are producing over here? 12. 48 minus 36. You can do in the simple way. 8 minus 0, 8. 20 minus 8, 12. 36 minus 20, 16. 48 minus 36 is 12. Then next you will have 55 minus 48. It is 7. 60 minus 55, 5. 60 minus 60, 0. 56 minus 60, minus 4. So these way we are calculating the marginal product. So what you observe in the marginal product here, as the labor is increasing, as our variable factor increases, the additional output which we get from additional labor increases, decreases and becomes 0, and it becomes negative. That means beyond the capacity, if we increase the labor, our additional output will become negative. Okay, so this is what we have observed from the table. Now, based on this table, we will do the graph also. So this table and graph is very, very important for this answer. Okay, so now in this table, on x-axis, we are taking number of variable factors, that is labor, and on y-axis, TP, AP, and MP. Okay, so what we are doing first, just if you put the points, your graph will be right. If you don't put your points, again, your graph may go wrong. So number of variable factors till 8 we are having. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 variable factor we are having. So it is there till 60. So I'll be taking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay. So first, let us do TP. What is total product over here? Right? Total product at 0, 0 will be there. For 1 unit, 8. 8 means it will come below 7. 8 means below 7 it will come, below 10. Next, for 2 it is 20. 3, 36. 4, 48. 5, 55. 6, 60. 7, also 60. Now 8 is what? 8 is 56. So if you join all these points, you will get total product curve. This is TP curve, right? So this way you will do TP. Now same thing we have to do AP also. AP 0, 8 is common. For 2 units, 10 is the AP here. 10, 3 units, it is 12. 4 units also 12. 5 units, it is 11. 6 units, again 10. 7 units, 8.5. And 8 units, it is 7. So you join all these points here. Average product curve. You got AP curve also. Same way do MP curve here. MP same 0, 8. For 2 units it is 12. 2, 12. 3, 16. 4, 12. 5, 7. 6, 5. 7, 0, 8 is minus 4. Minus 4 means it will come here, negative sign. So you join all the points here. I'll change the color. So MP curve increases, touches AP, decreases and becomes 0. Okay. Decreases. This is MP curve. Got it? Got the difference between AP, MP and TP here? See, your AP is increasing, maximum decreasing, your AP curve. So, this is how we have the curves that is TP, AP and MP. From this, what we have observed, if you see fourth unit, if you observe in fourth unit, our AP and MP both are equal. So at this point, if you see, our AP and MP both are equal. So this is the first stage. This will be your first stage. Now, where, see, at this point where seventh unit, our TP is maximum, our MP is 0. If you see, at seventh unit, our TP is maximum, right? Where MP is 0. So this is the end of second stage and remaining will be your third stage. So you have to do, this is first stage, second stage and third stage. So this is how you will explain your table and graph here. Hope you understood this one. Just go through once. So based on the table, you have to do your graph. Then your graph will come correctly. If you do it roughly, again that points will miss. Okay. Now based on this, we will do the 3 stages. In first stage, what you are observing? TP is increasing, right? AP increasing, MP is also increasing, but MP increase is more than AP. So that way we will explain the 3 stages over here. Now in 3 stages, what we have seen? Our first stage. What is our first stage? Our first stage is increasing returns. Why we call it as increasing returns? Because TP increases at increasing rate. Just now we have seen in the graph. Okay, TP increases at an increasing rate and AP increases and MP also increases. MP also increases, but MP increase is more than AP increase. If you observe that in the graph, just see in the graph, our TP is increasing at an increasing rate, AP increases and MP increases. But my MP increase is greater than AP increase over here. That's why our first stage is called as increasing returns. Means in this stage, as the farmer is increasing the labor, in the beginning, he will get more production. Means his output will be increasing in the beginning as the labor is increased. Now, coming to the second stage. Second stage, we call it as diminishing or decreasing returns. Second stage, we call it as diminishing or decreasing returns. Why we call this stage as a diminishing returns here? See, in second stage, what is happening here? My TP is increasing, but at a slow rate, it is increasing. 1 second, just this one, you take it to this point. Right, this is the end of your first stage. right? So this way you have the second stage. In second stage, what we are seeing, TP is increasing, but at a diminishing rate it is increasing, AP decreasing, MP also decreasing and becoming 0. So that's why it is called as diminishing returns. So in this stage, we can observe that TP increases at diminishing rate. When TP is increasing at a diminishing rate, AP decreases and MP also decreases. But MP decrease is more than AP decrease. See here, when it is increasing, MP increase is more than AP increase. But when it is decreasing, MP decrease is more than AP decrease. Okay, so here you can observe TP is greater than MP greater than AP, whereas here TP greater than AP greater than MP. This is what we observed in the second stage. Now, coming to the third stage, in third stage, we call it as negative returns. Third stage is called as negative returns because you observe in the graph here, in the third stage, our TP is decreasing, AP decreasing, MP is becoming negative. Means the additional output what we are producing by extra labor is decreasing. So when my extra output, what the output I have to produce, if it is decreasing, why I will continue my production? So third stage is called negative returns. In this stage, what we will see, TP decreases, AP decreases and MP becomes negative. MP becomes negative. When our additional product is negative, that means when we take one extra labor, if we are not getting any additional output, why we increase our labor? What is the use of increasing the labor over here? So, a rational producer will produce till the point. So, you can see, you can give a conclusion over here. A rational producer continues his production, till second stage. Till second stage. He will not continue in third stage because he is getting negative returns. He will not stop in the first stage also. Why? Because his returns are increasing. So this is how we have the law of variable proportions. Means in this law, what we are explaining, as we increase our variable factors, our output increases in the beginning. Then at a decreasing rate, it will increase. And finally, our output decreases. So as a producer is rational, he has to see till what point he should increase the labor, where he can get maximum output with limited resources. To know that only, we are using this law of variable proportions. More the labor, in the beginning quantity increases, output increases, but still you go on increase your labor, variable factor, your output decreases. Why your output decreases? Because it is a short period of time where we are having fixed factors. We cannot change the factors. right? We cannot change certain factors like land, capital, machinery. These all cannot be changed. That is the reason our factors are, after certain point of time, we will get negative returns. So this was the law of variable proportions. In this law, when you are explaining, make sure that first you will give the introduction here. In your introduction, what you are explaining? Law of variable proportions is explained in the short run, for short run production function. There are two factors in the short run. Some are fixed and some are variable. Fixed factors, what are fixed factors? As output changes, fixed factors will not change, such as our land, machinery, capital and all. What are variable factors? As output changes, variable factors also changes, such as raw material, labor, etc. Next, output increases along with increase in the variable factors, where fixed factors remain constant. Means to make production, when we are producing any output, we use both fixed factors as well as variable factors. Okay, so in the beginning, output increases at an increasing rate and then at a diminishing rate. Okay, and then our output decreases. So this is how you will write down your introduction of the law. So when you are presenting in your exam, these points you write down, that is more than enough for your presentation. So this is your introduction. And next you will be writing the assumptions. What are the assumptions we have made here? This law operates only in the short run, right? This law is for short run period only. Techniques of production remains constant here, and only labor is a variable factor. Remaining all are fixed factors. We assume that only one factor is a variable factor, and all units of variable factors are homogeneous. And the product means the output what we are getting is measured in physical units. So to explain this law, we have taken an example. Suppose the farmer has 10 acres of land. As he increases the variable factor, what is the variable factor here? Labor. As he increases the labor, land and capital are fixed here. What is his TP, AP and MP? What is his total output, average and marginal? That we are going to explain with the help of our table and graph. So before table and graph, you have to go through this total, average and marginal. Total is what? It is a total output produced by all factors of production. Average product, it is a total product per unit of variable factor, AP equal to TP by L. These questions, you may get it for 2 marks. Remember that one. Okay, so you have to write down the meaning and you have to give the formula, compulsory. What is marginal? Marginal is additional output produced by employing additional unit of variable factors. Okay, so the formula will be MPN is equals to TPN minus TPN minus 1, or delta TP by delta L. Delta means what? Change. Change in total product by change in labor. So this can be explained with the help of this table and graph. In table, number of variable factors we have TP, AP and MP. TP is the total output, AP is the average output and MP is the additional output which is produced by the labor. So based on this table, we were doing our graph also. In the graph, we can see that our total product is increasing at an increasing rate. AP is increasing and decreasing. Our MP is increasing, becoming equal to our AP, decreasing, becoming 0 at certain point, and then becoming negative. So as a rational producer, he will produce at the point where MP is 0. Where MP is 0 means when he know that when we take extra labor, he is not going to get any extra output. So at that time, he will stop the production or he will stop increasing the variable factors. So to know that, this law is explained. Now, for this, there are 3 stages for the law here: increasing returns, diminishing returns, and negative returns. What are these increasing returns? In these increasing returns, our TP is increasing at an increasing rate, MP is increasing, and AP is increasing. But MP increase is more than TAP increase. Diminishing return, second stage, TP increases at diminishing rate, AP decreases, and MP also decreases, but MP decrease is more than AP decrease. Negative returns, here all will be decreasing. Our total output decreases, average product decreases, and marginal product becomes negative. So a rational producer continues his production till second stage. He will not continue in the third stage as he is getting negative returns. So you can add that point also. A rational producer will not continue his production in third stage as he gets negative returns, So this will be your conclusion for the law, your explanation for the law. Okay, so hope you understood this law. Just go through once. So here, hope you all understood this law here. Just go through, and it is a compulsory LAQ from exam point of view. After law of diminishing marginal utility, you will be getting the question that is law of variable proportions. Okay, so just be thorough with this answer. If you have any doubts, you can comment and ask you, clear your doubts. So this is for today. In tomorrow's class, we'll continue with more questions. Thank you.